Yo, big up to each and everybody watching. It's your boy, MarkN MUFCFAN. And of course, I've been editing my studios, brand new setups, guys, little things changing. Of course, some new shows coming to you, including tonight. Later on tonight, 10 p.m. UK, guys, live premiere recap featuring a bunch of different fans, new people to the channel. Of course, guys, I think it will be very exciting. I hope you guys tune in. And here our discussion on the weekend's Premier League games and what are our thoughts. Of course, you will hear mine on Man United and on other teams, and of course, there will be some banter, some jokes, but now it's not the time for that. Right now, guys, what we're here for is the transfer market update. Of course, you guys have seen the thumbnail. Yes, I was missing in action at lunchtime. I had to go to the dentist, guys, but I forgot. So it was a missing in action situation. I apologize to you guys. Hope you guys having a great one. And of course, shout out to each and every one of you joining. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe if you're new. Of course, welcome to the channel. And of course, it's your boy MarkN. Let's get into some of the news right now. I always spoke to each and every one of you. Jesus. And the last couple of weeks, we spoke about lots of things happening and lots of new possibilities. Guys, it's going to get very interesting in the next 24 hours. Of course, we spoke at length about the possibility of signing Saint Lemens from the Belgian club, every single transfer stream for the last 6 weeks. I keep telling everyone 20 to 25 million euros is the price point, no more, no less. Of course, we have seen that this is actually the price point. 25 million euros is the demand of the Belgian club. Of course, the player always wanted to move. Manchester United wants the player. It's an interesting situation where it's an easy deal that was always going to be done by the club. It never had anything to do with Onana leaving or Bayern there leaving or any sorts of that. It was always a planned situation to go make a move for Saint Lemens at the end of the window in the last 2 weeks. This was always the plan. Nothing's changed. It's no surprising news. I don't know why everyone's acting like it's surprising, but reports are the deal is done. The player is already preparing to get himself over to Manchester for his medical. Agreements have been cleared. Of course, there will be official announcements in the coming hours to say the deal has been complete. Here we go. All these nice things, like I told you already, 25 million euros, of course, 19 million pounds, not at all an expensive deal. Quality young starlet. He can play both very well with his hands and with his feet. Will be interesting to see if he comes in as the standard number one or he comes in to compete for that number one position. Currently being held by Altay Bayern. Of course, it's going to be interesting to see what Man United does in the coming next 24 hours as well. And outgoings. Alejandro Garnacho set to be moving on in the next 24 hours to Chelsea. Of course, he will be going there ahead of Xavi Simons because the Xavi Simons deal has become very difficult for Chelsea to do. And of course, they will be securing Alejandro Garnacho's services. So I will not worry about Alejandro Garnacho. That deal will be done in the next 24 to 48 hours, guaranteed. It's not going to be longer than that. I can tell you that for free. The only question is what is going to happen with Jadon Sancho. Many clubs have come in for the youngster, and it seems like his destination might be Turkish football. There might be a reunion left with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Besiktas if they can agree a deal, or possibility he could be snatched off their hands by a roving Galatasaray. Let's see which one of those teams comes in. We know Roma had a 20 million deal accepted by Man United, and of course the player was not interested in the move, and Roma decided to pursue other options. Of course, there's not much left for the player. And of course, Anthony. There are lots of clubs interested in Anthony, including Bayern Munich, Aston Villa, as well as a few other Premier League clubs and some Italian clubs. Even Bundesliga clubs are considering Anthony. It's the last week of the window. A lot of them are prepared to make some bids and also to talk about Hoyland, guys. Well, Hoyland has said he would like to have more confirmation on his future. So currently, Napoli is speaking with his camp, offering a deal, a possible deal that will possibly be agreed upon by the player. if all things go as planned in the loan and the player likes it over at Napoli and Napoli enjoys the player, then of course that deal would already have been agreed by the player beforehand. So it will be easy for the option to buy to be activated with the player already there and agreeing to the terms that will have been on offer before he made his move on loan. So this could be happening in the next 24 to 48 hours. However, there can still be a situation where the player rejects the move at the end. We have to wait and see how it goes. The club has not told the player he must go, but the player has been told that there will be very limited game time, and if he wants game time, he will have to be doing it on a loan away. It's not something where he has to go, but it's open to him, and there are offers coming in, and United will be receiving a loan fee for the player. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that deal. Of course, there are other interesting scenarios still be happening. There was a late offer for Bruno reportedly by Al Hilal. I would say to you guys, more smoke than mirrors. It's not really something that really was happening. It's just something that was just being recycled because when Saudi makes a bid, it's Saudi making the bid. The club that you go to, it kind of happens or this is decided. And Al Hilal, as well as the other club, were the two clubs interested in signing Bruno. Of course, Saudi made one bid, and then they would have decided which club he played for based on Bruno's choice. So that, guys, smoke and mirrors, so we can clear that up right away. Of course, there's some other interest that might be coming in for a few other players in the club last minute. Might even hear an offer come in for the likes of Diego Dalot. You know what I mean? Because there's some interest coming in from Germany as well, and there might be a situation open to that. Of course, Man United are still open to if any possibilities arise in the midfield. So I won't overlook Wharton just yet, because rumors have it that there is and has been a refined replacement that's been scouted by Crystal Palace. And of course, 70 million to 100 million pounds in quick movements is not something I think Crystal Palace would reject if United were to go in hungry. Let's see how it goes. That's going to be interesting. More little updates, guys, because right now it's a lot of little trinkets. Everything that's happening is active situations. It's not like the last few weeks where you're going to have to wait for discussions, wait for deals to be, wait for a bid to go in. No, everything is happening on rush, guys. Every single deal that you're going to be hearing about in the next 3 to 4 days will be happening live wire and rapid pace. We're not talking Wi-Fi, we're talking fiber optic pace, guys. So it's going to be everything on adrenaline. So when you hear links to a player, know that these links are the talks are already in an advanced situation. It's not like if it's just a initial questions and initial answers. The club has gone in with an offer. They are negotiating a price, haggling the price, and you are at a stage where the deal is happening faster than the information is actually coming out to the public. So that's where it can get really kind of complicated and techy in the next 72 hours, guys. The next 4 days, it's a difficult one. A lot of clubs will not be able to predict or give out information as fast as they were doing it before in the summer. So you had a lot of up-to-date information on every single step of the deal. Right now, it's all going to be triggered deals that just going to be happening off the fly, guaranteed. Because guess what? It's the business end of the window. Everything has to happen fast. So if money talks and bullshit will walk. So all I can tell you guys is that stay tuned, strap in, because the deals are going to be happening quick and fast. And there are reports that Man United will be looking to get a midfielder into Manchester United before this window closes. So I'm not saying if Wharton said yes, I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is Manchester United is going to do some deals, and this is going to happen. You're going to get quick updates on a midfielder in the next 24 hours. It could be a Gume, but what I can tell you guys that there has been another player they've been looking at, and everyone has spoken about him, and they might have forgotten about him. But let's see what happens. I also can tell you that we were offered Adrian Rabiot in the last hours. We were offered him as on a very, very cheap deal, and who knows what could happen there. I know some of you might not like to hear that, but it's a deal that might be a possibility because of the lateness of the window, the extreme cheapness of the deal, but it might not affect us getting a player like the likes of Adam Morton as well. So, guys, stay tuned. This is just an update, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, I will be back later on with the Premier recap with all my buddies. You know what I mean? Some new channel panelists who you haven't seen, but you have seen about the YouTube space. They will all be here tonight. Tune in at 10 p.m. UK, guys, for the Premier recap. You can have your say, of course. It's going to be driven by you guys. We're going to be talking, and there's an interesting segment in the show called Bums, Bruisers, and Ballers. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be talking about who were the bums this weekend, who were the bruisers, and we're talking about when I say a bruiser, top defender, extreme physicality, and he just did his thing. But yeah, that's what we're talking about there. And of course, you don't need to know. You all know what a bagman is and a baller is, of course, guys. So the bagsman, you already know the bagsman, guys. So let's get it in. Stay tuned, smash the likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And of course, we're going to be bringing you more and more content and new content and hopefully improve quality content to your viewership very, very soon, guys. Have a great afternoon from your boy MarkN. And of course, stay tuned for more updates because in the next coming days, I'm pretty sure to be bringing you a shock deal and it might even be an exclusive. Catch you guys later.